What's going on, HPP fam? Welcome back to another episode. Let's start this episode off with a little sad moment. So, a couple weeks ago, you guys seen a video of me talking about the Gremlin was for sale. We got a buyer. I'm not going to release any information on who bought the car until I talk to them, make sure that they want the world to know who's got the car now. And after speaking with them, you may see me make one last pass in this car before I hand the keys over. So we'll see on that. But a somber moment, the Gremlin is going to a new home, which means we may have a new car, which I'll show you guys momentarily, hopefully. But in the meantime, what is cool is the person that has bought the car would like some upgrades done to the Gremlin before they come to pick the vehicle up. So we are going to get started on some of those modifications. And one of those modifications is a wang. So we've got a drag wing that's been custom made for a first generation Neon. So we'll be putting that on. We're also going to be equipping the vehicle with CO2, so that way the parachute gets launched with CO2. And we also are going to be putting a line lock on it, an aftermarket steering wheel with some buttons on it. So that'll be pretty cool. So I'm gonna get crack-a-lacking on that today. I don't know if you guys remember our Mach 1 2022 Mach 1 that we did long tubes on, I think last week. It is back. He wants the rear O2s installed. So Texas Speed long tube headers and mid pipes do not have the provisions for the secondary O2 sensors, and everybody knows why they don't have that provision, but this customer would like them on, so we're going to put them on. The vehicle's being remote tuned by someone, not really sure. And you guys know, with the EPA cracking down on this community, we got them catalytic converters and we got all them O2 sensors installed. We're complying. So we're getting that knocked out. The motor for our TorqueStorm car, the one out of Louisiana, that motor is pretty much ready to go back in. We've resealed the front cover, new front main seal. We correctly pinned the crank because it previously was not pinned correctly. Fixed the leaks, repaired broken bolts, new valve cover gaskets, oil pans been resealed. So the motor's coming off the stand to get the rear main replaced and the rear main cover. None of those were properly, so the corners need to be RTV'd on the front cover and the rear. That wasn't done, so we're going to address that before we put this motor back in, because we do not want any leaks. After we get the motor back in, we'll address the TorqueStorm, which we'll go with it was improperly installed as well, and we're going to fix those issues so that way that customer can enjoy his car the way it's supposed to be. Let me take you guys out front. I know some of y'all want to know what's the replacement for the Gremlin. And I love this car, put a lot of heart and soul into this car, and I'm definitely gonna miss this car. Don't want to tear up on camera, but the way the racing community is moving, there is not too many events where I can be competitive. I can go out and do exhibition events and do a few other things, but there's not really a whole lot of classes for us import guys down here in Texas. At least not anymore like there used to be. So as a shop, you want to be out there, you want to race, you want to compete, so I felt it was time to move into another platform. So let's step outside, see what that is. So guys, I'm gonna unveil the new race car, or shall I say race truck. So I like a little bit smaller of a chassis. So we have a 95 S10 with an LS in it. And then it does have a little goodie in the back, which obviously we're going to make some changes and some upgrades to, but it's got a Turbski. So I made the switch to the dark side, and my LS truck guy now. So what we have here is a Gen 3 5.3 LS. Got some little header action, little Holley high rim. This thing is on Terminator X. It's on E85, flex capable. Needs a bunch of changes. But she is a runner and driver. Turbo 400 transmission with a brake on it. 8/8 shortened rear end. I don't remember what gear ratio's in it. And then we, like I said, got the turbo in the bed. Pretty cool. Inside, it's locked. I don't have the key, but it's got a cage in it. It's got some nice seats. I grab the key later and give you guys a full walk around. John went to Weldon Supply Shop. The thing is on CO2 for the boost controller, so I actually ran out of CO2 this weekend playing around with this thing on the street. So sent him to go fill it up. So when we put the CO2 bottle back in, I will come back out here, fire this thing up, show you guys the inside. I already put some modifications on it. It had a boot B&M shifter on it that was just wore out, and it was just not very good. So I went ahead and ordered a Pro Ratchet, and I got that installed. And so that's all happy now, and man, shifts great. I also got a brand new set of tires for it, so I'll be putting those on soon. But let's get back to work. Show you more of the truck later. Moving right along, the wing is all installed on the Gremlin. Looking mighty fresh. So now that we've got this all wrapped up, let's take a peek at some of the other goodies the Gremlin's new owner has for it. Got an MPI steering wheel, got some motion racework buttons and hardware, got a CO2 operated parachute release, new cable, NRG hub, I'm assuming that's an adapter, got a roll control, and then a CO2 tank for the parachute. So, next thing we're going to hit up is the steering wheel, and then we'll go from there. Also, John has got the motor back in our Scat Pack from Louisiana. Well, not a Scat Pack, they didn't call them Scat Packs back then. SRT8. But anyways, that motor's back in. So soon, we'll start working on the issues that we had with our TorqueStorm install. Stepping outside because I didn't film this morning. Oh, let's darken that up a bit. There we go. Brian's car is stopped by today to get some Aero Quip hood latches installed. Got those jokers installed. Give a little boop, 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 boop. Turned out really nice. So he's on his way to pick that bad Johnny up. And then our white Charger inside. It's hopefully about to get fired up without the TorqueStorm. Let's go in here and check on John. Alright, and as you can see, John is putting the coolant back in the motor, which he has got pretty much all wrapped up minus the TorqueStorm. But we want to fire it up now, make sure everything's copacetic before we move forward with all the repairs being done to the TorqueStorm. Good job, John. So guys, as you can see, I've got the S10 on the dyno strapped down. Let's see what kind of power it makes for its first dyno session. So guys, you just seen us make the pulls on the S10. I want you guys to take a guess down in the comment section below what the truck made. 15 pounds of boost, Gen 353 turbo in the bed. So you guys guess what it made. Also, you guys go to the website ipsiperformance.com, get you some hoodies, some shirts, support the shop. I would greatly appreciate it. We are about to drop our driveline out of our knockin' Hellcat so we can put our built motor in it. So John has got everything situated underneath this thing, and we're gonna pull the engine and trans out the bottom, transfer parts, and put the Joker back together and get it back on the road. So let's get the motor out of this thing. And just like that, our Hellcat motor is out. John did a fantabulous job getting this thing out. I was at lunch while he did it. So now we'll go ahead and work on getting this transmission off of this thing. We'll pull the headers off of it, strip the blower, strip the cylinder heads, strip the oil, all the accessories. We've got a brand new BES Racing Ford short block going into this Joker. So start plugging away at tearing this thing down and get ready for the new engine. So guys, that's gonna do it for this week's episode. A little bit of a short one, but we got a lot of work taken care of and done. As you can see behind me, we've got our Hellcat motor out and stripped. All we gotta do is get the clutch off the back of that Joker, and I think that's it. That's it. Then we can start taking our brand new BES race engine, fully forged, a gazillion, no, just not a gazillion, but a ton of horsepower capable short block into our Hellcat. Before I close this video out, I told you guys to put your comments or your guesses down in the comment section below. Let's see if this computer's still on. The dyno computer likes to turn itself off.
Anybody there?
Nope. There we go. So